2. Hey folks, we're live. It's Friday. We're doing some game dev again. Hope you've all had a good week, enjoying your Friday, at least so far. It's Friday evening. It's now the weekend for most of us that do 9 to 5s Monday to Fridays. I'm quite happy for that. And hey Shane, it's good to see you. Got you a hot chockey, or I used to sort of have a hot chockey for streams, but sort of I don't know, I think it relaxed me a bit too much. So I try and have a cup of tea now, and kind of like slow drink, eases me in. Might still have a hot chockey after the stream though. Got what have I got? Got options hot chocolate in both caramel and mint. Mint is lovely as hot chocolate. I love chocolate mint. Very much a bedtime drink. Yeah, I've actually got like bedtime tea, like decaf tea with like vanilla and like herbal extracts and all this, and this kind of relaxes you, ready for sleep. But I'm currently drinking a what they call it? No, it's not Twinings. It's the biscuit tea. I've gone on the actual brand. But it tastes like malted milk biscuits. Really nice tea. Like options caramel. Yeah, I love the options caramel. Now I can just drink cup after cup of that. So nice. But yeah, mint is my second favourite after the caramel. Because I love chocolate mint. And I love chocolate caramel. I like caramel generally. Anything with caramel. And it seems to be controversial, but I like salted caramel generally. I know salted caramel is not for everyone, but I love caramel and I like salted caramel and I like chocolate with either caramel or salted caramel. So it's a winner for me. But yeah, biscuit tea. I can't remember the brand though. I want to say Twinings. It's not Twinings. But yeah. The salted caramel. Someone who's not a big caramel person in general. Ah, awesome. There's something the science behind the salt alters the sugar taste, which is why salted caramel is supposed to work. The saltiness adds sweetness without adding more sweetness. Adding the salt kind of makes you more aware of the sweetness, so it kind of like really intensifies the flavour. But then salt is the enhancer anyway. I think it might be because I've gone off really sweet stuff. Ah, that could be it. Yes, straight caramel by itself can be like too in your face, kind of like it's just like sickening sugar. But I think salted caramel brings through the sweetness without it having to be too sweet. So you actually have less sweetness, but you get a more intense flavour. I don't know how it exactly works. But the same with chocolate. You can get sea salted chocolate, which is the first time I come across chocolate, well, something sweet with salt added to it. In that sense, because you can have like sweet and salty things like popcorn and all this. So it's been a thing for a little while. They just started adding salt to other sweet things. But yeah, I remember having sea salt chocolate. I was like, what? Sea salt in chocolate? That just sounds disgusting. But I had a piece and went, no, I can understand. It alters the perception of the sugar. But yeah, I can feel really ill and sick by having anything that's too sugary, too sweet. But I love having a salted one. Because it's not too sweet, but it just, I suppose it's just more intense, just not too much. I have to find some. Yeah, I haven't seen any for a while, but yeah, if you imagine the difference between caramel and salted caramel, and you're thinking like a chocolate kind of sort of enhances the flavour again. Yeah, it was quite an experience. But I thought, what salt in chocolate? But then I've heard, is it some Americans will put salt into coffee or teas rather than sugar, so they can have like a salted coffee. I think it's that. It was a hot drink. I can't remember what they do. But like a pinch of, it might have been tea, because I remember the outrage of the British hearing that the Americans are putting salt into tea. But yeah, like a pinch of salt into a cup of tea, kind of like, sort of rather than having sugar. But I can't imagine it. I mean, I don't drink tea or coffee, but the idea just sounds strange. Yeah, I can't get behind salting a drink. Now, if it's part of the flavour, like a salted caramel drink, I'm good with that. But actually, like tea in itself, perfectly fine. You don't need to do anything. Milk makes a nice kind of smooth kind of texture and taste to the tea. And I don't even have sugar in my tea anymore. I prefer the straight flavour of tea. But then I say this biscuit tea, it's got a maltiness to it, so like a malted milk biscuit, sort of like a more of a smell with a slight taste, which kind of just tastes a bit more luxurious. It tastes like a treat, like you're having a nice biscuit with your tea without the calories. They do a caramelised biscuit tea, and it just tastes more kind of cinnamon, like a cinnamon ginger, which I know like a caramel biscuit typically has cinnamon and ginger in it as well, but that's the only flavour I'm pulling out of the caramelised biscuit tea. It's just the cinnamon and ginger, and to me there's no caramel in there, so I was quite disappointed about that. But yeah, biscuit tea's fine by itself. You can get like strawberry teas, and again, the sweetness of like a strawberry tea doesn't really come through. It just smells of strawberries and tastes of tea. So it's like, okay, sniff, yes, strawberries, drink, tea, okay. Yeah, it's interesting how flavours work. But as I've got older, I've gone for things like high cocoa percent chocolates now. So like a 70% cocoa chocolate, like a dark chocolate. So I really appreciate the bitterness in it now. Whereas before that, what? I wanted like a proper sweet milky chocolate. No, it's these days it's like, well, just give me something that sort of is an attack on my taste buds, but like a sort of a nice strong cocoa bitterness. Sort of tends to be more appealing than like a sweet chocolate now. Because again, it's just too much for me. I've always loved dark chocolate. Always got called strange. Yeah, I suppose when you're younger, it's like, why would you want dark chocolate? But I have found as I've got older, I do appreciate it more. But yeah, I couldn't understand people who like dark chocolate when I was younger. But you have like all these milk chocolates. Why are you going for the dark chocolate one? That just tastes icky. But no, I really love dark chocolate now. But yeah, it's good that you appreciate that those flavours. But yeah, I go for like the green and blacks. I like green and blacks dark chocolate, and I like is it the Lindt dark chocolates? They're quite expensive though, but you get like a proper kind of taste to them. More of a treat. It's not just like, yeah, this is just a generic bar of chocolate. This is something you're just snapping off bits and enjoying it. And there's less sugar in there, of course, so it's a little bit healthier. Still don't want to eat the entire bar in one sitting, as easy as that is. But it's not as bad as having a full sugar milk chocolate. My laptop has decided to die again. I haven't even changed the camera over. Now, this weekend I'm going to try and swap the hard drive in this. It's got an SSD in this laptop. Admittedly, it's like an off-brand, sort of generic SSD. The cheapest I could find, like 30 quid for... I think it was about a terabyte for 30 quid. So I can't complain. But it's clearly... it doesn't like it anymore. But I do have a Kingston. Where is it? Down here. You know, I actually bought a Kingston SSD. So I'm going to transfer everything over. Do a clone. Clone the entire system over. Swap the discs over. Never a fan of white chocolate, but even that's sounding more appealing as I'm getting older. Yeah, white chocolate's got a complete different flavour profile to it. When you consider that, yeah, white chocolate doesn't have any cocoa in it. It's just got cocoa butter. And then your dark chocolate hasn't got the milk in it. So you've got the complete opposite. So the dark chocolate and the milk chocolate are almost like opposite colour things to each other. You've got all the cocoa and none of the cocoa. Chromebook that I bought for uni in 2018 is absolute powerhouse. Hasn't slowed down. Nice. Yeah, so Chromebooks, if you get a Chromebook and use it for the purposes of the Chromebook, Chromebooks are brilliant. If you get a Chromebook and you expect it to do everything a full Windows laptop would do, you're going to be disappointed. But Chromebooks, for what they are, brilliant little things. But I've never owned a Chromebook. I've used a Chromebook though. And you go, oh, this is quite a nifty little thing. But there's nothing really to slow down. The system is basically an Android system. And unless you've got a lot of bloatware on there, there's no reason for it to slow down. I do have an old... they call them netbooks. Not sure if you've ever come across a netbook before. And it's basically a laptop, a tiny laptop, like probably like a 10-inch screen laptop. And they're basically, netbooks were like the original Windows precursor to a Chromebook. Like, they weren't designed to do a lot of stuff. And they were designed mainly to connect to the internet and use online stuff, and had a tiny hard drive. But because they ran Windows, there's only so much you can do with it. But I've wiped Windows off. I put an SSD into it, and I put Linux on there, and it just boots up in like seconds. For something that had Windows XP on there originally, it boots in seconds. Brilliant. It's great. I'm sure I bought it for about 150. It was literally just for coursework. Don't use it much, but it's great. Just great if I just want to work on the go. Nice, yeah. Yes, that's what they're for. They're just sitting there typing stuff. They're not designed for entertainment necessarily. You can listen to music. You can sort of maybe watch some YouTube. But they're mainly just there for working on Google Documents and using a few basic apps, and it does a job. But yeah, I need to get that back out again. It's chunky. It's probably chunkier than my laptop. When the lid's closed down, it's about that thick. So it's quite a chunky thing, considering that's the size of it against my face. That's the actual size of it, but it's folded down, and it's that thick. But it's got like a 4-5 hour battery, so can't really complain. Chunky though. It's got like a couple of USBs, a VGA output, so you can plug a second screen into it. But yeah, it runs fine, but I have no application for it. Not bad, yeah. Yeah, literally no application. And they say these days a Chromebook is basically the same thing, and it's lighter and probably a better battery life. VGA, yeah. And plug a VGA screen into it. Nice little system it is. It was a Samsung. Not a bad little machine. But yeah, I have no application for it. There's nothing I go, oh, I shall grab that and use that because I have a laptop when it works. I have a tablet, I have a phone. So all those kind of things do for portable computing. I don't need to carry a mini laptop with me. Greetings, brother, from an English mother. Hey, Jeffrey, how's it going, dude? Hope you've been having a good week. Doing good, glad to hear. I'm going to switch over to the main screen now. We've been live for long enough. New vinyl and CDs and ordered more. Nice. You got quite the collection. I know you already got quite the collection, but then there's an ever-growing collection, which is pretty cool. Right, on Wednesday we were trying to work out how to get these medals working. I was getting some red text, and all I've done is loaded it back up and tried it again. There's no red text, so I'm assuming there's some memory issue that got stuck. So it's all good. Can never have too many. Oh yeah, like I would love to buy more vinyl and more t-shirts. I just don't have the space or either, or the money to be spending on such things. But as soon as I have space and money, you bet you I'll be buying vinyl at the very least. I love the one where a zombie Pope folds out in the gatefold. Yeah. That's a pretty cool idea. Now, I am going to grab that and uncomment that. You've seen yourself, right? The red, yes. Yeah, I saw you posting those. Can't even see my own rooms here. Where is it? I'm blind half the time. There it is. Also, a shaped CD I was searching for since I was 14. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I love the transparent red vinyl. So I have a transparent red vinyl for a remix of Firestarter. But yeah, having that Pope fold out from the centerfold there, it's really cool. I don't think I've ever seen a gatefold like that. There's some pretty awesome artwork on gatefolds, but never one that folds out. Ordered the new COF IP today. LP, sorry. Was only planning on vinyl, but saw 2 other long sleeves. So one of those 2, and also got another vinyl plus shirt coming in from another order. Cradle of Filth. Ah, of course. I don't do too well with abbreviations unless they're a band I'm regularly in. Sort of my playlist. That's all. I like Cradle of Filth. Nice. Yeah, it's a really good hall of music there. New album today was good. All right. Yeah, I'm so far behind with new music releases. Another vinyl is from Within Destruction has Bill Saber. Oh, you mentioned about Bill Saber, yeah. That's cool. Yeah, the kill switch vinyl looks really cool. I like kind of the marbly effect of that. Artwork has like a relief, or what you call it. So the skull comes out. Ah. Nice. Yeah, I love vinyl like that. I need to get some more. I've not really collected much metal vinyl, and there's clearly a lot of really cool designs. So most, if not, yeah, about 90% of my vinyl collection is all digital. Not yeah, like digital dancey electronic stuff. So it doesn't quite. It's not quite the same as having that on vinyl as compared to like a sort of like a live band. Come to no dust in my country. Yeah, I'd love to actually go shopping. Shopping in record stores abroad. I actually have 0 digital music on vinyl, only CD. Ah, yeah. The main reason I have it on vinyl is for DJing purposes. And I do have a few that's just purely for listening. Or as well as the thought that maybe I could actually DJ with them. But yeah, as far as like metal on vinyl, you can DJ metal on vinyl. It's not as... The thing is, having it on vinyl is more of the collector's purposes as opposed to physically having the vinyl for any other purposes. Especially these days, because the music production is so tight and clean that sort of you're not going to have much advantage musically over having the vinyl, because it all kind of goes through the same processing. But it's just so much cooler to physically have music cut into a physical object, and listen to it in that form. Something about that, rather than just having ones and zeros coming back and playing the music. I feel like I need to probably do a check on these. I like it all. Yeah, all music is good. Just some is better than others. I do like collecting audio cassette tapes of like modern bands and musicians that put out audio cassette, because that's the new retro thing. Like it's downstairs. Like my friend Alex released his latest EP on cassette. It was like a two-tone cassette. Like half the cassette, the plastic is black, the other half is red, and that custom artwork on the label, and obviously like artwork on the insert. And he's released it on. You can buy it on Bandcamp as well as buying the MP3 on Bandcamp, which is pretty cool. Next time I see you, I get any leftovers I have from my own bands for you. Nice, that's awesome. Didn't know cassettes were making a comeback. Yeah, like was it the last Prodigy album that came out, which is a couple of years ago now at least. They did vinyl, CD, audio cassette, and MP3, and of course I bought all of them plus the T-shirt and the die-cast bus from the album cover. I have 5 cassette releases as in my own music. Nice. My cassette collection is gigantic. I have quite a few cassettes of like old compilations. I didn't really collect albums as such on cassette, but it's mainly like compilations, because you just want to put them into your cassette Walkman with your headphones, just stroll along, listen to your favourite music. Yeah, there's quite a niche market, Shane, for for cassettes now. Because vinyl's become too mainstream, it seems. I don't listen to them, I just collect support bands. Yeah, like the problem, like the difference between vinyl and audio cassette. Like vinyl will keep, as long as you're not storing in weird atmospheric conditions where it's too warm, too damp, and all this. Vinyls will stay perfectly fine. An audio cassette, the tape is more volatile. The more you play it, it can stretch, it can lose its timing on it and stuff. And yeah, a vinyl will get some damage over time the more you play it, but it's less susceptible. So audio cassettes are not a great way to preserve music. It's just a cool thing to have. Too expensive, yeah. I did see an all-in-one vinyl record player, cassette, CD, radio, Bluetooth. I did want to get one. That's pretty cool. It's like, here's everything. It's an everything player. Whatever format you have, stick it on this, it will play. Yeah, because you see a lot of like hi-fi systems now are. It's basically like a digital radio with a CD player and Bluetooth. Because my parents have got one. It's literally just a tiny little box with a CD player, and you can just tune into all the digital radio stations. You can Bluetooth to it, and you got the CD player. It's all for actually playing your CDs. But it does have an aux on the back, and my parents do have a separate vinyl deck that they're wired in, so they can still play vinyl into it, but it didn't come with it by default. I think I told you about the cassettes I released with Razor. Yes, you mentioned about the Razor Blade ones. That's quite edgy. It certainly makes them stand out. Those definitely sold out though. I only have personal copy. Oh yeah, definitely do not give your personal copy away. But some I have left over, I guess. Yeah. I remember when I was it the last time? I think it might have been the last one. Yeah, probably the last time I went to America. Stay with my friend Jeff. He was a musician, but still is a musician. But he has like several copies of all his CDs, and I bought a few of them already. But before I left for the airport, he says, "What CDs of mine do you not currently have?" I said, "Well, I've got this one, and this one, but the rest of them I don't have." So he went for his shelf, pulled out all these CDs, and just give me a stack. I said, "Well, this will save you buying the postage and all this," and I just put them into my suitcase. That was very awesome of him to do so. But I would quite happily buy the music. But because he doesn't have a record label, it's just him. Anytime anyone buys a CD of theirs, he physically puts it into the packaging, writes on the address, and mails it. So every time I bought a CD from him, he's actually mailed it to me. He said, "Well, let's save the whole process. Here is the CDs." I went, "Cool, thank you." If I can find some, you can have my only CD release as well. Oh wow, that'd be awesome. Hey Lisa, yo, I sell emotes, also emotes of Jeffrey's nudes and overlays. Oh, that's a new one. Overlays of naked me. That sounds awesome. Yes, now, that'd be something. Wouldn't you? You want to rather than having a panda pop up, you just have Jeffrey go poof. Since it's all done around 6-10 years ago, I think most sold out. Yeah, that's fine. Yes. You can just imagine that. You just type Jeffrey in chat and then it just pops up like that. You did say you wanted like a hidden combination of characters on your bot. That just comes up with your picture. I found an old pic of me. I still had long hair. I miss it. Oh, yeah. I can't imagine that. There's some days I just want to have a short haircut. Just something that's a 5 minute shower. I don't have to like rinse it through and do all the kind of hair care I have to do now. Just go in, squidge your shampoo, a bit of water, done, and not having to sort of stand there drying it for ages. I didn't choose short hair. Oh. Yeah, at the moment I'm choosing long hair. It's halfway neck now, it's growing. Story, I'm not sure if you told me the story. If you have, I've probably forgotten. But yeah, I'm feeling maybe one day I'll cut my hair, but I'm liking the fact my hair is long and partially because my father does not have much hair now. Like, he has small bits of hair. And this isn't kind of to rub it in that the fact I have hair, you don't, but if my head ever goes the same direction as his, I want to be able to look back and go, at one stage I had a lot of hair. See, I think my parents' wedding photo, his hair is like down to his shoulders, and he has like a big mustache. But now it's just a little bit on top. I went to barber, said keep it long. I had a long hair for 18 years. They said goodbye to him. Oh, I think you mentioned yes. Very young, 2 months ago. Wow, it's that long ago now. Finally, okay, Schlemmigan. Yeah, I remember you saying. Yeah, I've forgotten that was. But I'm glad it's finally okayish now. Yeah, that was definitely out of order. So that's true. It is. Like, so they go, oh, I think you'll look better with short hair. I go, no, I'm the customer. I can show a pic, but I'm doing something very illegal in it, so nah. Don't be grassing yourself up. You didn't pay. You didn't pay though, did you, Jeffy? You walked out. Actually, you should have done. Yep. Nope. This is not getting a penny out of me. Nothing naked boy, just a legal microcontroller. Ah, that's fair. Yeah, do not incriminate yourself. It's too easy to do that these days. It's not one of your tasteful photo shoots, is it? Tell you what, I'm going to. How is that? Oh no! Only tip I give is okay. Gotcha. Oh, you've mentioned you've dabbled with Yeah, I like that amount of. The code for that is at least saw 1 AK-47. Yeah. So it just you're handling it in an appropriate situation under legal conditions. Let's turn this laptop off. Yeah, I'm going to try and clone it over the weekend. This laptop, get the hard drive working again. Because without it, I can't really DJ. That's got my DJ software. I could DJ vinyl. Vinyl does not need a PC, and that the audio capture and the webcams over there are actually running a long cable back to this computer here. So I don't need a laptop to stream, but I can't read chat because I use the laptop for chat. So I can't be looking over my shoulder go, is anyone talking to me right now? So it doesn't quite work out so well, even if I am just doing vinyl. In this pic, no, not at all. But if you don't go snitch me into the Dutch police, I'll show you a picture. Okay. Of course, I'm not going to stitch anyone. It's entirely up to you. If you'd like to show a picture, that'd be awesome. Anything sent or said to me in confidence is always kept in confidence. DM. Nice, that's an awesome photo though. Yeah, I like it. How long your hair is. Yeah, I forgot how long that would have been, yeah. It definitely looks better on you, that length. On the phone is it's smoking. I could see someone like with smoke going on. So okay, what you got going on there? Nice. Were you showing off to Emmett? Were you? Yes. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, that's a very cool photo. So there's going to be an easy way to test this function. If I put it into something that is something that's already looping, middle ward. Now, do I need to make it, yeah, let's make that public so we can read it. Get seconds, which would be gv dot get time text. And we'll print that. Not print. Print is a function, but it's not the function we want. It's a debug.log. Yeah, print is a function, but it's not. Doesn't tell us. I'm not sure what happens with print on this. All I say, if you wonder how we have barely border control in Eastern Europe. Yeah, I suppose you've got the is it the Schengen agreement where there's so they don't really check you crossing borders. But dog walk Aussie instant time. Okie dokie. Walk the dogs, feed the Dark Lord. I'll see you shortly. That's hard to say after a few drinks. Without going to Sean Connery. I shall show you shortly. Right, in theory then, this will crash instantly if there's an issue with this function. So, I think that's okay. I think that's okay. I think this might be a problem, but we shall find out. I shall save and give it a test. I'm hoping if I can get this working. And what was the other thing I was going to work on? I can't remember. I might try and, at the very least, I'll try and get this medal thing working. Excuse me. And I will, I'll put another beta out for the weekend. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to do, like the hint. Oh, we've got red text. Of course we have red text. Input string was not in a correct format. Interesting. So the time was 00505, which then took 05, which is fine. Ah, aha. Aha, aha, aha. So 05 is fine, but it's taking... Minimize the wrong window. Bring it back. I want to bring this up. So, oh, is it null? Zero. Zero base, isn't it? Okay, of course it can be simplified. Let's have a quick look. Ah. Cool, right. That's the same as substring. So this is where it gets a little bit confusing with coding, because you have the long way of writing something, which is fine. So like time is a text field or a piece of text, and a function of text is substring. So you go, well, text dot substring, and then you put in like where you want it to start, how many characters and all that. So that is a function that you're applying to this. But when they have abbreviated notations for functions, it's less easy to read it and go, ah, that is what's happening, because writing out substring bracket 3, 2, you can kind of read that, but just going square bracket dot dot 2, you go, well, what's that doing? But you highlight it, you can't see on the stream, but it pops up saying, well, this is actually the substring function. You go, okay, that's cool. So it'll give you a hint, but you're reading that, you go, what's that mean? But eventually, once you've learned all the functions, you can then start learning the short notation versions, and you can actually code with very little characters. What's it? Lambda. There's a thing called lambda expressions. And lambda is a Greek letter, but they use lambda as a name for the expressions, where you're basically doing like these little things. You're just using symbols, and you can have like several lines of code condensed into one line of symbols, and it's very quick to type, but a lot harder to read. It'd be like trying to write in shorthand, I suppose. So you're making like dashes and scribbles on a page that records the information very quickly, but then trying to read it back and go, what? But if I try and write in full English, I have the same problem anyway. So trying to write in shorthand notation, not going to happen. But let's save that. If this is the actual issue, and it was just 0, if it was just a case that it starts as 0, And yeah, seems to be the case. Okay. That was just a mistake on my part then. So the thing that can easily catch people out with coding is that if you have a count of things, like a list of things, say you have 10 items and you want to refer to the first item. So you have 10 items, you want to refer to the first item. Naturally you think it's item number 1 and the second item is item number 2. But in a lot of cases, item number 1 is actually the first item is actually item 0. The second item is actually item 1. So yeah, referring to something as item 0 is actually the first item in the list. So it always starts as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10 items is actually 0 to 9, not 1 to 10. And remembering where that is the case and when it's not the case can throw things off like this. But this is the case, whereas the first character in this piece of text is actually character 0. So that is probably why that is not happy. So let's remove the debugs, because they just slow things down, because it's having to write back out again. Plus it fills up my my log. And also let's go to awards and comment that out as well. The whole thing is confusing. Yeah, it's very easy to get confused. Like, to me, it makes sense, but even I can still get confused at times. For someone who's not too familiar with the whole process, it's even more confusing. Because how do you get your head around things like a list starts from 0? There's a terminology for that, where this starts from 0. I can't remember what they call it. But yeah, it's like things like an array. Arrays some people take a while to get their head around an array. And if you think of it in like English kind of I can't even think of the terminology now. English speech and kind of context. Like an array, you can have an array of things, like a grouping of things, an array of something. Like a fancy way of saying you have many things, you have an array of them. In coding terms, an array is still a grouping of things. But you can actually save and store a grouping of things as a grouping of things. So you can have like, I know, cats, for instance. You can have an array of cats. So you can have cat 0, cat 1, cat 2, cat 3, all stored as cats bracket bracket. And you just say, well, you just put a number in the bracket of 0 and you get cat 0. You put 1 in the brackets, you get cat 1. You put 2 in the brackets, you get cat 2. But you can save all the cats into one array called cats. Which is great if you want like a list of things. So you're okay, I want to save all the cats into one list. And I can just pull out the list of cats as I want them. And the way that's useful, if you have a bit of code that loops, Okay, let's go back to the top and starts again, goes back to the top, starts again. You can keep adding 1 to that number, so you go cat 0, get cat 0, start again, add 1, becomes cat 1, get cat 1, start again, add 1, becomes cat 2. And you can have a little bit of code that kind of just keeps going round and round, adding 1, and you get all the cats from the list while still writing a tiny bit of code. So it kind of makes sense, but to begin with you think, well, how do you get a head around having multiple things saved to just one little storage? It gets even more confusing when you add dimensional things to that. You have a 2D array. So not only is it a list of things, it's a list of things which have an extra list of the lists. You can have even have 3D arrays. Think of like a Minecraft world. Technically a Minecraft world is a 3D array, because you can have a block in an XYZ position, and you can have another block in another XYZ position, and each of those will be saved in like a X, Y, Z kind of thing. So effectively Minecraft is one big 3D array. And it just stores what type of block is in each area. That's probably the easiest way of doing it. And a 2D array is just a flat pixel image. But rather than pixels, it could be text, it could be numbers. But once you start visualizing stuff, and you don't read this as like a piece of text, you read it as a tangible thing, which is very easy for someone like me, because I see things tangibly in my mind. Like if you say a medal, I can just see the medal and go, well, I want to get that medal, so I'm holding the medal right now and I'm changing the image of the medal to this, and then I'm saving this medal image over here, and then I'm sending it over there, and I'm bringing it back again. So it's kind of like a little factory of things moving around and sort of changing, but it's all written by text, which is why visual scripting, like Sid is doing with Unreal Tournament, Unreal Engine, not Unreal. Unreal Engine with visual scripting makes that far easier, because you're actually seeing lines connecting stuff. But I wouldn't mind doing some visual scripting just to see how easy it is to kind of work with. If you ever want to get into coding, like the very basic level coding, there is a language called Scratch, and Scratch is designed for like kids at school, and it's just coloured blocks, and you just stack the coloured blocks, and each block is basically a command. So you go, okay, this block sits on that block, sits on that block. You can't do anything too fancy, but you can make basic games in it. Visual scripting still confused me. Too many options. Yeah, it depends. If you think of it like a big box of tools, and you kind of like pour all the tools out onto the floor, and you go, well, I don't know what tool to use for what. It's like there's just spanners and screwdrivers and everything everywhere. But if someone said, well, here is 5 tools, just practice working with those 5 tools. Forget the whole box over there. Just work with these 5 and go, well, I'm getting pretty good with a screwdriver. I know how to use that now. And this spanner does pretty much the same sort of thing, but does a twisty rather than like a swivelly thing. And so I know how to use this hammer. And they go, okay, let's bring in a saw. You go, oh, cool. So the saw's a bit different, so I can do a bit more with that. And you just kind of build it up. But if you try and open up a whole toolbox and you've never used these tools before in your life, you go, what do I even use this for? I don't know. Did hear of Scratch. I've never used Scratch. I have a book somewhere, like Carol Vorderman's Guide to Scratch for Kids. You can make little math games with it. I don't know how I got hold of it. I think someone gave it to me. Goes, oh, you might be interested in this one. Yeah, it looks interesting. It's a little bit below my age range, but it'd be useful if I ever bump into any children that want to start learning code. But yeah, if you're ever interested, Shane, in like trying to take baby steps into coding, then definitely check out Scratch, because it's designed for school level, kind of entry level into this is how code works. And you go, oh, okay, I understand like the construction of it. You don't need to know sort of all the really complicated stuff, but it's like, well, this block plugs into that block. It's just basically on-screen Lego at that stage. The coolest thing I've seen as far as coding goes, and like if I had a child, I would buy this. Like, I've even considered buying it for myself, but it's like almost preschool coding. It's like the coolest thing ever because it's trains as well, because trains are cool. But it's a train set, and you have coloured blocks that you attach to the train track, and depending on the colour, the train will do something different. So the train, as it goes along the track, has like a little reader that reads the block, and depending on what the block is, the train will do something. So either like stop and turn around, either it will pause and then carry on, and things like this. And I thought that's a pretty cool way to teach young children like a sequence of events. Like, so you put this block followed by that block followed by that block, and you get a program effectively. And it's just a toy train set. A similar thing actually is again, it's a train again, because trains seem to have a very similar theme, where you actually have the train engine itself, which is basically the operating system, I suppose, in this case. And each carriage, it doesn't have a track, it just kind of, it's like a road train, I suppose. It's got proper wheels to go along the floor. Each carriage you attach to the back of this thing is a different program sequence. So it's basically just for navigation. So one carriage might have a turn left on it, another carriage has a turn right, another carriage has go forward, one might have reverse, and you just attach the carriages in the order that you want the train to do a thing, and then hit go on the train, and it will follow the sequence of the carriages. And again, very basic entry level idea of programming, that it's a list of instructions. Train goes left, train goes right, train goes forward, train stops, train goes backwards. And you just rearrange the carriages and hit go again, and you can actually see the train doing what you wanted it to do. And I think that's awesome. Like, introducing children to basic instruction programming, which is effectively what Scratch is. You're just dragging the boxes into the right order, and it just goes from the top to the bottom, just reading the instructions and doing the thing. Yeah, but I'll definitely be teaching any children I have to sort of understand, not necessarily that, like start coding, but to at least understand. Go, well, this is how it works. Not really interested in making something work, but if they have the understanding, it's there. Has the cat mascot? Yeah, that's Scratch. But yeah, I've not used it, but I've seen examples. And you go, well, that's very easy to understand. And of course, that's only fairly, well, I say fairly recent. Within the last 10 years, fairly recent. But it's cool that they've made a language that is like super entry level. Whereas before you have to kind of start writing something like this as entry level. Like the whole Hello World program of like, how do I make it say hello on the screen? And of course that's getting easier these days. And you have basic programs like how do you add two numbers? You go read number one, well read number A, number B, add A and B, output a C. And that is a basic adding calculator. You're back, welcome back Jeffrey. We'll be talking about a programming language called Scratch. Or programming engine, I should say, called Scratch. Not sure you can call it a language. I suppose it's kind of a language in some ways. But yeah, Scratch is very good for learning the principles of coding. Right, I'm going to save that. I'm going to test it now. And then, as it's coming up to 10 o'clock, should be able to fairly quickly do a a hint system as well. Also welcome back Lisa. I hope the Dark Lord is satisfied. We can probably take these out as well. Have you heard of a new game called Inzoi coming out next week? Very interesting, very lifelike, a little creepy but also pretty cool. I have not. What's it coming out? Is it like Steam consoles? Seems to have passed me by, that one. I try and keep up to date with a lot of games that are coming out. But certain genres I don't tend to pay attention to. So if it's like a horror based, I might have missed that one. But I'm on the like indie game subreddits and stuff, so I pick up a lot of those. I googled it's HD Sims. Oh, Steam gonna be Sims top, be the Sims top competition. Oh, now that sounds interesting. Like Sims, I spent hours on Sims, and I know you have as well, Jeffrey. Sort of, especially with your mods. Didn't I get you your current Sims? Yes, you supplied me with my most up-to-date copy of The Sims. Not actually played that yet though. A lot of games I've not played recently. Well, a lot of games I want to play have not played. And that list in general is quite big. But games I'm planning to play and have not played is a bit smaller. When I see Inzoi, I have brothels like my Sims has it. I'll try it. I'm sure there'll be a modding community for it if it's open. A lot of successful games have modding communities now. Yeah, the stories you've told me of your Sims. There's already a custom content site, so I'm guessing so. Ooh. Yeah, so if they're looking to rival the Sims, they're going to have to. I'm in my Sim. Yeah. Have you got me in your brothel? No. Okay. Yeah, so Pretty much every game of The Sims I've played, I've made myself in there, and a few select people that I know. Can't say if you've never visited off screen. Okay. Yeah, maybe I might have done. I'm fully respectful of all career choices. Hey. Now I feel the spacing on that needs to be improved a little bit, but the system works. That the actual medal awarding system works. Since every time I return there is money, so some Sims go there when I'm not there, that's for sure. Never seen you there as a client. Probably sneaky. Now I've got the system for the medals. How do I present this better? But I made Nix as well, and I think Sims in relationship unless started as open relationship don't go. Okay. Yeah, if they're kind of trying to stay faithful and for I can't say it. But yeah, try and stay faithful to the partners. You can customize that or preference in open relationship, gay, bi, etc. Fetishes even. Nice. How important good looks are for Sims to accept? That's pretty cool. Like a full kind of relationship mechanic. Because if it's a life sim in effect, you want all aspects of life. Right, so what would make... So I quite like the medal to kind of like, not just appear, maybe like, seem to like expand maybe, like... Or do I... Yeah, how do I present this medal better? Because at the moment it's just like a circle sat there. My drugs mod also has, like, you can customize how particular sim reacts to drugs. Ooh. They do accept unless their own children use it, how they react to weed compared to cocaine, etc. That's really detailed. It's cool though that modders put that in there. I can't fire, that's cool. I can turn, but I can't fire. So, how am I going to present this? Now, do I put play again down here, maybe? So play again at the next level down here. But doing that, of course, means there's going to be a problem. I know if I do the thing that we did on your project, actually, Jeffrey, let's go to canvas and go scale with screen. Whee, that's not what we wanted. 1920 by 1080. Yeah, so that doesn't matter what the size of the screen is. So I could then move these out. That would be fine. No, so that scales quite nicely there. Awesome. Let's remove these debugs. We don't need those in there. I don't tend to put people I know in brothels as workers. I suppose that's fair, really. It's kind of... I only have one because that friend requested it when I streamed him to him on Discord. Oh, nice. Yeah, it gets a little bit weird when you start doing that to your friends. Okie dokie. So I could actually move these down a bit. Let's go to UI prefabs. So end level. $170. I like to make themed prostitutes. One friend is the farmer themed male one. You never know, there might be people interested in sort of male figures with a farming kind of aesthetic. Just something about their dirty overalls that just gets them going. Can't judge people for what they like. Oh my. Yeah, there's bound to be somebody out there sort of has any interest in farmers. Well, there's got to be. There's farmers' wives at least. So this default parent and the prefab. So that's 510. Let's go probably about there. So 285. Let's set it here, 285. Let's save. Let's go back to go to level 2. Scenes level 2. Canvas, and let's do the scale of the screen, 1920 by 1080. $285. So So these should be both at 90. Why are they slightly different? Let's go back to level 1. Canvas. Let's make sure these are set. That's 90. That's 90. Cool. So medal. So I need to change the code now. So medal is not shown by default. In my mail brothel I have a farmer, that friend, a pirate, soldier, firefighter, yakuza, goth, Rastafarian, 1001 Night Arabian, Indiana Jones-like adventurer, cowboy, stereotypical Chad, and stereotypical Russian with one of those fur hats. Nice. Some of those would definitely be sought after. Like, I can imagine sort of people going in specifically for a goth male companionship. Maybe some like firefighter I can see being quite a popular one. Soldier maybe. Cowboy. Indiana Jones, I'm not sure there's a market for Indiana Jones. There's probably going to be a market for Chads. They were extremely mustached and handsome. All popular. Nice. So medal awards. Let's open up the script. Medal award. So medal dot set active false. And set active true. Now the thing is the player going to understand what that that cross is going to mean? Or do I need to have a bit of text on there that goes award level or something? Probably need something to go, well, this is what you've been awarded. Depends if I make another panel. And just have like the word award. I'll have to have a think about that. Okay. So yeah, let's make a hint. Make the hint system. The system's there. We can tweak the system. Oh, thank you, Shane. Just see the link in my Discord. What a lovely floof on that preview image. I'll definitely be checking that out. There's a game that I'm looking forward to playing. Coming out at the end of the month. Can't remember my female themed ones. Okay. Are they fairly typical? Spend 9% in the male one. I like it better. Yeah, where is it? I've subscribed to the updates, but they're not coming through. I have a feeling it might be a little controversial because of the use of AI. That's the thing, sort of. It's very quick to make stuff with AI, but it kind of becomes a little bit soulless, and the whole kind of moral thing of taking away work from actual artists. Saw in Sim Creator demo you can make the custom clothing generating AI patterns for clothing. Okay. I suppose it's cool in some ways. Like you go, ooh, you just like make your own pattern without having to do too much work. A simple reason they make more money. Like 4 times, wow. Sim Gallery, even his profession is pimp, exactly. It's a legitimate career choice, as long as it is a choice. But yeah, if it's like an in-game designer, it's not too bad if you've got AI in there. If like the game is fully like designed with AI, it means someone's not skills haven't been used. It obviously then creates endless possibilities, but who knows where the images are being pulled from. Yeah, it's true. Like if those images are coming from someone else's work and it's not algorithm based generations, like it's taking it's been kind of trained on other people's kind of work, then yeah, it becomes a bit yeah, you've not paid someone to either make an algorithm or paid someone to actually put patterns and designs in. Yeah, it's all very respectful. I take good care as a pimp and respect them all. Bad customers are beat up, evicted and banned. Future entry. Yes, that's included. Nice. Mod is very extensive. It is. Nice. You're not just exploiting the Sims. You are giving them a legitimate business opportunity, and you're looking after them, which is probably more than, say, a big sort of warehouse delivery company would do. Yeah, the game, I'm probably going to stream it when it comes out. Can't find the Discord. I've got so many Discords I'm in. I'm sure it's got to be here, isn't it? Why is it not there? Oh, there it is. There's a game called Spilled coming out at the end of the month, I think. Let's look at, double check the announcements page. Next week. Yeah, when this comes out, I'm probably going to stream it because I played the demo on stream. But this is from an indie developer, a Dutch indie developer called Lanta. It's a very cute game. It's about cleaning up the waterways and making better environments. Yes, remember you playing it? Yeah, like the demo was cool, But yeah, she's actually releasing it on Wednesday. So I'll probably stream this. I like cleaning games, I do. Cleaning games are very satisfying. Like Power Wash Simulator, Sci-Fi Battle, yeah, so Viscera Cleanup Detail is awesome as well. I love cleaning stuff in video games. Absolutely hate cleaning stuff. No, that's a lie. I get satisfaction from cleaning stuff IRL. I just don't like having to clean stuff. But I do enjoy the result of cleaning stuff. In a video game, you don't have to get dirty. You just see the results before your eyes as you're power washing something or cleaning blood off a big masher thing. Or in this case, with spilled, cleaning oil slicks out of the countryside waterways and stuff. But yeah, Spilled was made in Unity. And it's a very simple process of like, the more you clean up, the more coins you get, and spend the coins on upgrades for your boat. It's the kind of thing that sort of could be turned into a mobile game, but I think it works better on PC. I'm not sure if she's releasing it on console. But yeah, very cool game, but I'll probably play this next Wednesday, Spilled, because it's coming out Wednesday. I'll probably stream it then. And I paid into the Kickstarter, so I'll get a copy of that as soon as it's released. But yeah, it's kind of like this game I'm working on is kind of like the Power Wash Simulator scenario of like you having to get all the spots to complete the level. There's a feeling of accomplishment and kind of completion. Let's say that, give that a quick test. So that should hide. Cool. Now I've made the system for changing the sounds, so I just need to go away and get more sounds. Edit the sounds so they're within the right kind of volume and pitch ranges. But that's, even though that's technically part of game dev, it's not really Unity based work, and I'm finding streaming Unity work more interesting than just sitting here tweaking audio samples. So again, tweaking an audio sample requires me to sit and listen to it a few times, then move on to the next one. The bot didn't capture that one. Cool. Banned across all platforms. So they try and be clever with their advertising on these bots. They have the keyword best viewers. Get out of here. Yeah, the keyword best viewers, if you block the best viewers thing, but then they've broken it up with like random characters. So it reads as best viewers, but any automated stuff to stop it won't actually see the keywords because they've broken them up. So I suppose the only way you can really do that is with something advanced that will look for any variation of that phrase with like inserting random characters or letters between. Even zooming in, it's a bit hard to see where I'm missing. Ah. Oh, well, I guess it's there. Nope. Where am I missing? Ah, the window, of course. No. What was that? Ah, there. A little bit lower. Lower still. There it is. Yeah, it was a bot. Get out of here was censored. Oh wow. I suppose you probably can see it actually on the screen text there. So that's offensive now. Seems to be. Because of the aggression I put into it. Turn the full censoring on Twitch. Yeah, you said it in the wrong tone, so Twitch kind of prevented it. Yeah, I think I might need like the text that says, like maybe silver, gold. 90% of Bill Saber's chat is N-words, but in a friendly way, and I could not read his chat no more, so I turned it all off. Yeah, yeah, it just be like a rap song on the radio, where it's sort of 90% of the lyrics are just sort of blanked out. It just sounds like someone trying to sneeze but not quite being able to. Yeah, remember I heard Lil Wayne drop the world radio edit. Yeah, radio edits of like... yeah, it just sounds like skipping records. Like, up, yeah, oh, yeah, it becomes completely pointless. Now, the question is, do I drop play again and next level buttons actually down to the bottom here? Because they're not really part of the fact you've completed the level. They probably could probably do with being down there. There will be overlapping the controls, but the controls aren't visible at the same time as play again and next level. Let's go end level UI. Maybe bang in the middle? Yeah, probably bang in the middle would probably work better. Probably about there then. It's minus 100 sounds good. So that's fine there. Let's go to level 2, make sure we change these ones as well. For some reason it's not Just do it manually. Just do it manually. Minus 100. Now, do I go down the route of this animating this medal? So as the time comes up, the medal just kind of drops from the time. In my head, it would look cool if it drops down like a pendulum on like a chain, but I feel that's going to be quite a lot of work. Or like a rope, maybe, because I got ropes. Maybe a rope. But then I'd have to just kind of make it spin. Could make it spin. Because I could attach it to a 3D object and just have the object spinning. Yeah, I shall have a thing about that. But I feel I need to do something with it. Just so the player knows what that actually represents. Go, well, especially if there's an X there, go, what's that mean? Well, I just put the text underneath it that says like no medal or like silver, bronze. But we'll come back to that. The mechanics there, yeah, like the system is in place for it. We can tweak what it looks like. So I'm going to make let's go back to level 1. Let's make the hint system. So the hint system needs to be able to show the squares that haven't been hit yet. So we go to prefabs. Now a prefab is like a pre-made kind of item. Either you import it or you make it yourself. These houses are prefabs. They're not made in Unity, they're just something that's been brought in. But the squares that you hit, which I've called hit grid square, is a prefab I've made. It doesn't. Oh yeah, it's got its own code. So it's got the code running on each square called hit grid square script. Has up to 6 different cracks. I think are they. Where have I put the cracks on here? And the images. No, not under images. Materials? Materials, there they are. So I've actually got 6 different cracks. So these 6 different cracks are the different cracks that it can come up with. I have got a few more cracks that I could put into the game, but they're just kind of sat here at the moment, these white squares with the cracks on them. So I could expand the code to actually use those as well, but as it is for now, we shall keep it. We can expand it later. But I could do with having an extra material in here that it will change to actually reveal something that's quite visible. So we go to hit grid square in the code. Let's close all these for now, because I'm done with all of these ones. Hit grid square. So here's the codes for the. These are lots of little squares that appear that the player hits with the projectile. I need to make a new material. Go public material hint. Let's call this one hint. And this is where it actually selects which crack it uses. So rolls a dice, which I've made as a small function here, which is just gets a random value, then times it by 10, rounds it down to the nearest number, because a random number is between 0 and 1, including decimals. So times it by 10, round it down to the nearest whole number, then add 1 to it. And that is what the dice is. And then, depending on what that number is depending on which crack it kind of selects. So that's doing that. So on trigger enter, if it's a rock that hits it, say it's been hit true, grab the renderer, change material. So this bit here we're going to want to copy. Rather than going to hit mat, which is assigned at this point here, oh yeah, it's okay. I was just confused by the way that's been written. Let's go public void show hint. I don't want to set it as false. Will do, but not at this point. So not hit material. We want to change it to hint. And we want to enable it. So change it to hint, but only if false. If it's true, then we're already good, we don't need to change anything. Okay, so it's not been hit yet. Then we'll grab the renderer, change the material to the hint material, enable it. But after a certain amount of time, we want it to reset again. So yeah, at some point we want it to run reset square. So I suppose I could put a countdown in the... If I bring back the update, the update's not on there at the moment. If you hit it before time runs out, it'll do this bit anyway. So let's go private void update. Let's make it a fixed update, so it's not reliant on the frame rate. I'll make a little timer. So private int hint count countdown. Go private int hint count. We go countdown equals 300. That equals 0. Just booked 2 games of bowling for tomorrow and cost 50 quid. Ooh. Oh dear, yeah, things aren't cheap on that now. But I hope you enjoy the bowling though. It's been a while since I've been bowling. Well, it's not a while. It's been a few months. It's one of the activities I still try and do on a regular basis because most people I know like to go bowling. So it's very easy to go, hey, do you want to go bowling? Go, cool, yes. 50 quid though. Is that a 10 pin? Or is it like another one that's closer to you? So we usually go to a 10 pin. Especially if they got like they have like the UV sort of sessions where everything's dark and glowy. Going to Resorts World, they just have a Hollywood Bowl. Nice. I haven't actually been to Resorts World to do bowling. I think there's a Hollywood Bowl in Cheltenham. I've been to that one. That's quite cool in there though. Yeah, so it's a bit more classy, a Hollywood Bowl, compared to a 10 pin. It's probably going to be less screaming children. Hopefully, yeah. You going with many people? Probably need to think of arranging some bowling trips soon. Get some people together. Taking my 12-year-old brother because I'm looking after him for the weekend. Oh, nice. So me, him, and my friend. That sounds cool. Oh yes. So I need to have a trigger on here. They added £10 onto the price simply because it's a Saturday. Oh yeah, premium time slots. The bastards. 'm too tired for this kind of tax. Yeah, £10 as a premium tax on being a Saturday is a bit much. I feel I'm going to need to have a boolean. A big bool. Excuse me. If you have drinking fizzy drinks. Let's call this show hint equals false. So we go down to here. Also, you can guarantee your first game is a write-off because you've got other bowl. True. First game is always practice. Those are the rules. Unless you get a few strikes and you're meant to do that. We'll just call it the same thing then. Then you get the hang of it by mid-game 2, but then 2 games is all you can afford. Yeah. Like if I could only afford a third game, I'll be strikes the whole way through. Call this hint, yes, no instead. Yeah, I usually find if I'm able to drink about, I would like to say about at least half a pint to a pint of cider, and I can bowl perfectly. Any more alcohol than that, it starts going a bit iffy. If I had money for a third game, it would be so over for the whole place. The crowned champion. Yeah, very rarely afford a third game. It's a luxury, that is. What I usually end up doing is having 2 games of bowling plus maybe a meal somewhere. So, okay, put the money I would put on the bowling into a meal. So we have like a nice bit of food somewhere, and then some bowling, or like another activity. So it feels like you're getting more for your money by putting it into something else rather than just go more of the same. So yeah, I usually have like a sit-in meal somewhere, followed by some bowling or vice versa, depending on the timings. I'll be trying the no bun bowl at Five Guys. Ooh, nice. I love Five Guys. And I haven't actually tried a no bun bowl. I didn't know they did that. I suppose it's cutting out the bread. Sort of makes that makes it much more accessible then, and healthier. Yeah, I've only been to a Five Guys. Have I been to 3 times? I think I've ever been to a Five Guys 3 times, which is 3 times more than a lot of people. But there's a Five Guys opening in Leamington. Cajun fries. Oh, I love the Cajun fries. But yeah, they're getting a Five Guys in Leamington, so I'll be going over to there to have one when they open. Otherwise, the closest one I think is Birmingham. Possibly Birmingham. But yeah, as soon as Five Guys open in Leamington, I shall be going. We've got a Burger King in Stratford now. Again. So happy for that. Because we have 2 McDonald's. We have 2 McDonald's in town. And now we've got a Burger King back. Keep meaning to visit Leamington. Haven't been in years. Apparently there's a little gem, some little gem record shops and stuff. Lucky Stratford, yeah. Yeah, there's record shops dotted around. I need to go and look at them myself. Yeah, we got a few good food places that good to go to now. So we've got 2 McDonald's, one at the bottom of the town, one near the shopping area. And then we've got Burger King, we've got Subway, Greg's. Have we got anything else up there? No, so a good few options for fast food. And then we've got all the fancy restaurants in town. What are left? Quite a few. In the past few months, 3 restaurants have closed in Stratford. So it's like, there's not places I would have gone to because I can't afford it, but still. Last time I had Prez, I made a mistake of taking him a long walk to McDonald's where he talked my head off the whole way. You gotta love Prez for that. He does love a good chatter. But everyone who ever ends up looking after him will have their ear talked off. I haven't seen him for ages. I haven't seen either of them. Keep meaning to send a message. But absolutely anything, yeah. I know he became an encyclopedia for axolotls at one stage. And he's told me the intricacies of redstone in Minecraft. Crocheted him an axolotl for Christmas. I still need to give to him. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've seen some of your crochet stuff that you put up online. That's really cool. Put it in Discord, proud of. Oh, you sure you should be. Sounds awesome. I know he's obsessed with Teslas for a while. Oh dear. Love axolotls. Yeah, axolotls are adorable. I know they're very kind of delicate creatures though. Yeah, Shane's quite a talented creator of small creatures. They do felting. He's still doing felting as well, Shane. Got hint true, enabled, false. Yeah, felting is just a bit more time consuming. Yeah, it looks it because it's just kind of constantly trying to sort of condense it into the shapes. It looks awesome though to get those all those kind of different things. Keep meaning to do some more streams, but can never find time. Yeah, that's understandable. Now, I set aside sort of the Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday evenings purposely to stream these days. And it's not only to stream, but to actually achieve something. Like if I wasn't streaming, I'd be like, I can't be bothered to code. Maybe I'll do something else. But thinking what I've planned to stream, writing something. And even if I'm not, I'm chatting to you and I'm having a good evening anyway. So especially if you're a crafty type, you go, well, if I start streaming, I have to put time aside to start doing my craft, whether it's crocheting or felting or playing a game or making a game. Yeah, I know if I stream my crafts, I'll get things done, but I also need a lot of space. Desk is too small. Yeah, you need a dedicated crafting space. Like, my partner Nix has already discussed that when we get a place together, we're having like a gaming / craft room where we can have the PCs set up, dedicated crafting table with like webcams and stuff preset in place that if you can just go and craft, and if you want to stream it, cameras are there. But actually set it out from the get-go. That's the dream, yeah. Posted axolotl in art. Ooh, yes. Oh, that's cute. That's awesome. Thinking of axolotl, have you come across a what do they call them? Do they call them roguelites? There's a game that I haven't played for a little while. There's an indie game where you play as an axolotl with a machine gun, and it's called Axolotl, as in AK Solotl. And it is basically just a really unhappy axolotl with a machine gun, and you just end up mowing down stuff. There's a little tiny bobble arms and legs. The camera doesn't pick up well. Oh yeah, I can just about see them. I feel like I've heard of that. Yeah, it's recently got a co-op mode, so you can have two people running around as axolotls shooting stuff. It's got a very cute but sad intro as kind of the motivation for the axolotl picking up a machine gun. And the whole game premise is that you collect different variants of axolotls, and you can actually switch your main character out to a different variant. Very cool. I'm in the Discord for them as well. Is it here? No, that's streamers. That's bots. I have actually organised my Discords into different groupings. Make life a little bit easier. It's got to be here. There it is. AK-Zolotl. Or AK-Zolotl. Can't find the link for it. There it is. Steam page. Keep meaning to make some more of those axolotls. They're super cute. They are. That's really adorable. I like it. Maybe if I do a stream I get them done. Yeah. That's I feel that the only way I get the stuff done is if I stream it. But yeah. So speaking of axolotls, that's that game I mentioned. I haven't got too far with it because I don't do too well. Awesome, I might have to get that. It's a lot of fun. It's not too complicated. The boss that I've not got past the first boss. It's a massive crab with a knife. Like, you know, have you seen that meme video clip of a crab holding a knife? They basically turned that into a boss. So I just can't get back. I've nearly defeated it. I've got to the last stage of its rotation, and it's just wiped me out. So I just need to go back and try it again. But once you learn, oh, it's already on the wish list. Nice. But yeah, once you learn the boss's rotation, it's just your classic kind of arcadey experience where the boss does certain things on a loop and you go, okay, it's doing this, now it's doing that, now I need to dodge that, and then I can shoot. And hey Nix, thank you for the hearts. I'll be off here soon. I just need to build the rest of this hint system. So you got hit grids. Let's put it into hit grid. So hit grid is the main kind of controller for the hit grid squares. I think. Generate hit squares. No, maybe not. It's just a generator. So it's a reset square. Ah, it's in the castle controller, of course. So we can make it part of this. Public void show hints. And rather than running that, we can go show hint. Let's go if hint yes no hint count plus plus. If hint count greater than or equal to hint count down, hint count equals 0, hint yes no equals false, and reset square. Watching WWE in meantime, nice. Right, so that's in there. So we just need to do 2 more things. Probably put a button. And probably attach it to this whole process up here. And we need a material. So make the button first. Speaking to you Brits and watching WWE, by the way, I remember when some years ago WWE was 100% sure Wales and Scotland were the same country. That doesn't surprise me. They just thought it was one place with different names. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, Americans, that they don't understand that technically the UK is 4 different countries. Americans, yeah. There's some Americans that think the UK is physically attached to Europe with no sea between, as if you can walk from England into France without going through the tunnel. They're not aware of the channel. How goes the game? Hey, Captain Krabs, how's it going, dude? It's good to see you. Hope you've been well. Game is going well. Game is going well. This is still very much a learning experience. Hanging in there. Glad to hear, dude. I know sort of things haven't been exactly ideal, but glad to hear you are still hanging in there. We use Unity at my work. Barely touch it myself though. Oh, that's a shame. What kind of stuff, if you don't mind me asking, does Unity get used for at work? Actually, is it game dev or is it kind of like other applications? I work at a game company and make mobile game in Unity. Nice. No, Unity is particularly good for mobile stuff. There's another reason that I chose to kind of learn Unity, because it's quite versatile. Versus, like if I learned Unreal Engine, I could make a really good desktop PC kind of experience. But I like the idea I can just pivot a game dev into different platforms. Plus, I mentioned my knowledge of C# is pretty good. But what kind of stuff do you end up working on? You more kind of the art, or like different systems? Because I know you made your own game, didn't you? Sort of a marketing art, nice. I keep meaning to have a look at your. You released the Krabs game now. I think I saw it go live, didn't you? That you put it out there. I've seen Cradle of Filth live. I don't think I have actually. Just think if they've ever played Download. I don't think they have. Most bands I've seen. Oh, laptop's blue screened again. At this point, it's more like a kind of a trial of seeing how many times my laptop can blue screen in one stream. Really like new album. I should have to check it out. Yeah, I love the all the crab characters you come up with. Got the whole kind of story going with those. You brought out a children's book as well. Really cool stuff. Hint. Need to make a hint button. So let's duplicate that. Yeah, my skills in Unity are a little bit probably unconventional because most of it I've taught myself with a few kind of basic tutorials on how to get going. But I find I learn better trying something and finding out the wrong way and finding out the better way and then kind of changing that. Let's make this called show hints button. We'll leave it as projectile for now because I can change the graphic later. But this game's pretty much there in the system side of things. Just a few quality of life stuff now, and then I'll add content into it. So I have 2 levels as an example of the level system. I got a few projectiles as an example of the projectile system. So yeah, I've got the basic kind of scaffolding is there for adding the content now. There's 1 or 2 quality of life, like the hints button. Even I feel like I could do the hints button sometimes, so definitely play as well. Let's have a quick look in level UI. Let's play a game. Where's it actually running from? Castle Holder. Castle Holder is actually Castle. Cool, right. So it's a little bit spaghetti here. I don't like doing this, but this is unfortunately the way I've built it. Just drag that actually directly into the show hints. Yeah, there's a few things. If I made this game from scratch, I'd certainly do differently. And I've rewritten a few bits already. Because I've gone, you know what, I'm going to do this now before I'm too deep with it. But there's other things where it's like, yeah, that's not ideal. But I'll just have to go with that for now. It's not too messy. Like the castle holder holding the main functions of the interactions is fine because that will always be there. This will always be a part of every level, and it will always have the same code. The contents of the child contents will be different per level, but they don't have any code attached to them. It's always the main parent that has the code. So that's okay. It's not ideal, but it's okay. So we just need to make a quick material and then I can test the hints, and that I think will make it ready for another beta version to go out. And give people the opportunity to play over the weekend. Let's go to my materials. I could make it. I could use the red material. It's like a semi-transparent. So that means go to my prefabs. Hit grid square. Go to materials, and if I make the hint material the transparent red. And that should make sure we got the right things in there. That should show them up. So save that, see if we get any errors. No red text, that's promising. Let's hit some random bits. Right, we go hints. Okay, I feel that's probably an appropriate amount of time. Maybe reduce it a little. Yeah, probably half the time. We don't want to make it too easy now. There's only a hint, not a... So you push it, you go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, certainly half that. So how long is it on for now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, about 7 seconds. We can certainly half that. Let's go back to the code. So that's 300 frames. So we can go maybe 100 frames. And what I'll do, I'll quickly knock up a graphic for the button. Now I have to make a rule that you can, the hint button will only show once you've hit a certain percentage of them, and you've not hit one for so many seconds. As in, I think you probably need a hint right now, kind of thing. If I now play the rest of this. It's usually like the last 5 at the absolute most. I feel if there's any more than 5, you're going to be able to hit at least 1 square. So we've got 8 to hit. 6 to hit. 5. 3. I'm going to try not to zoom in because that's cheating. Because the player won't be able to zoom in. Okay. Ah. Nice. Oh, we've got gold medal. Just 1 second WWE is in my country next week. Oh, nice. But it was €300+ for the seats, and I thought it was okay. 400+ for the ones I really wanted. That's a lot of money on. No, so I go. No, don't blame you. Oh, that's the thing. We need to make sure that medal hides. So on, need to have a thing that it will hide that medal. So we'll do that quickly, because that is definitely a bug. That's unintended. Where's the medal coding? Medals. So I'll update that. So let's go check if not level complete, and medal dot active self not method, is it? So if level's not complete but the medal is active, then we assume we've reset it, and we want to medal set active to false. So we'll check if we've not completed it. If it's set as not complete but we have the medal active, make sure it's false. Cool, that works. Quick fix. As far as the one more follower till goal, yeah. Hopefully I don't have any bots that will be removed and take me further away, or people just unfollow because they got bored of me. But I keep getting near to that follower goal and it keeps disappearing again. I'm going to check your viewer list if any of them are non-follower. Now, as far as what Mix It Up Bot is showing me, everyone who's actually a person is following me. But unless they're not showing up in my viewer list, but everyone in my viewer list is following me. If they are a person. Every other account is either myself or bot. Yes, all followers. Got some awesome followers in today. I appreciate you all being here. Whether you're chatting, lurking, you're awesome all the same. I can't make alts no more. They get auto banned now. Ooh, I did too much, I guess. Never mind. So I'd rather have actual people. Numbers don't mean anything without actual people. And a lot of those followers on my follower list, I've not seen for a long time. Maybe because they're not able to watch Twitch anymore. I am actual people no matter how many accounts I use. Yeah, true. But you can only be one person at a time unless you open several browsers. Well, I think it's not really a case of the castle at this stage. It's more the it's a UI thing. You forgot the catfish episode I told you about. Some people are like, oh yes, true, true. But you can only be one person online at any one time. Unless you're typing with two different fingers. So you can probably switch, I suppose, if you have all the accounts open. And then switch personality. And just switch to that window. That would be quite fun to think, wouldn't it? Have several people talking in your chat, which are physically the same person but different personalities logged in as their individual Twitch accounts. I wouldn't be able to anyway. You can only be followed by phone verified accounts, I see. Yes. Yeah, that was to stop kind of spammers. But the thing is, it should have really stopped the art bot. Well, the art. Well, I call them bots. They seemed like people, but they might have been bots. Yeah, because otherwise I just get sort of bot follows. I know it's restrictive, but it just kind of weed those out. So yeah, I think I'll probably wrap that up here. I can make a few tweaks to this, and then get a build out for the weekend. It's just hitting 11:30 here now. So yeah, I'll change the graphic for that quickly off stream. Probably work out an activation for the hint system for when that button is available. Or I could just keep it active throughout. The main thing is I change that graphic. And then I'll make a beta and put it on my Discord. Go get yourself hot chocolate. Yes, Shane. Nearly forgot about that. Thank you for the reminder. Castle art is more work than I thought, by the way, but I'm working. Oh, that's all cool. I do appreciate you working on that. That's fine. I'm gonna wish you a good night. Okie dokie. Thank you for being here, Lisa. I hope you have a good rest. And I hope you all do as well. Let's switch over my camera so you can see my face a bit better. There we are. So yeah, I hope you all have a good night, have a good rest. If you're over in the States, hope you have a good evening. And enjoy the rest of your evening over there. For everyone over here in the Europe side, have a good night, have some rest. And enjoy your weekend. Yes, have a great weekend. You too. And I will be back on Monday for Stardew Valley with the awesome Thesaurus Rex, Cultic Kamori, and Nix's Crafts. Doing Stardew Valley. So I shall see you then. Till then, have a good night. Have a good weekend. Where's my end screen? There it is. Good night.